American International College professor of occupational therapy Saeed Nafai has been chosen to receive the American Occupational Association International Service Award. And the ceremony will be held in Boston next March. He joined Carolee McGrath in the studio to talk about the service work he does in Morocco and about how occupational therapy can improve the lives of patients.
Despite occupational therapy being present in the USA since 1917, a lot of people still confuse it with physical therapy or may not even know what occupational therapy is. So while our colleagues, physical therapists, may address some of the patient's needs regarding maybe stretching or managing pain or increasing the mobility of someone who maybe just had knee surgery, an occupational therapy practitioner will be able to teach or work with someone who just had, for example, knee surgery or a hip surgery to maintain or improve their independence in bathing, dressing, things that daily activities that we do daily, but we may take for granted, but we don't know how important they are until something happens. And so occupational therapy actually is the only profession that addresses daily activities for throughout lifespan. So you might find an occupational therapy services in the NICU unit addressing a newborn challenges, and in the school system addressing children access to curriculum who may have difficulties with learning disability, who they may have a problem with handwriting, children maybe who have autism, problem with attention span, and also with teenagers who may be having self-regulation issues. Teenagers maybe who have disability, but they are trying to enter the adulthood, and we occupational therapists may help them in that transition to adulthood and maybe vocational opportunities despite whatever disabilities that they have.
Tell us about some of the clinics that you oversee at AIC for occupational therapy.
So at the AIC, we have adults, older adults maybe come and we provide them some services, but also we like to bring our services to the community. So for example, we volunteer, occupational therapy students, we volunteer at assisted living in the area. One of the programs that we do, it's a very famous program, it's a volunteer-based program, and it actually was developed by the American Occupational Therapy Association, AAA and AARP, and this program called CARFIT. And it's a program that the entire service takes about 20 minutes per older adult. And we look at how the older adults fit inside her or his car to maintain that safety so they can drive as long as possible, being independent and not relying on maybe and other alternative. But the main point of this program is to have older adults being able to fit inside their vehicle, and especially with the new vehicles that may be not familiar with some of the tools that can maintain their safety.
And I think these are all things that people really take for granted, right? Being able to put on a sock, being able to fit correctly in a car and do things which really is all about, maintaining your independence. It's something that I would say a lot of us do take for granted.
That is the way why occupational therapy was given this name. So every activity we do, it's an occupation. Since we wake up until we sleep, every little thing we do, it's an occupation because it occupies our time. But the moment something happens to us, we get sick, some people maybe get in a car accident or a disease or anything that's happened that kind of affect those daily activities, daily livings. Become a challenge. So the job of an occupational therapy practitioner is to make those activities now available for this person who, regardless of what challenges that they are going through. And an example, as a person, we wake up in the morning, it's easy to put your socks without even thinking about it. It takes like a few seconds. But the problem is if an older adult just had their hip surgery, that's become a big challenge for them. They can't do that because, number one, the orthopedic surgeon is asking them not to bend down. They will pop their hip if they do so. But they have to get dressed. We have to find a way for them to be independent. So the job of occupational therapists is to facilitate that for them by providing some adaptive equipment to be able to dress safely without breaking their precaution and living life fully by maintaining their independence.
And you have some adaptive equipment with us today, but let's talk about, putting the sock on. I know you have something here that can show us how to do that.
Yeah, so this is a sock aid, and what it does is it does provide the opportunity, as of my patient says, I still have the opportunity to work in the hospital, rehab hospital in Worcester area, and some of the nursing homes. So whenever I give this to some of my patients who just for lower back pain or for hip pain, and I give them this the sock aid, and the moment they put their socks, they say, that's like magic, because you are able to put your sock on without bending. So a sock aid will be given the opportunity to somebody to be able to put their own sock. So this is just you put it like the same way you put it in your foot and all the way. And so without bending, you hold it from both sides, and then you put your sock in and you pull, and here's the sock inside your foot.
And that just changes somebody's whole day, really. Right
Exactly,
there. You've just changed their day.
Exactly. And let's say the shoes is far there, and again, not to bend. This is a car reacher. Again, it costs less than $10, and they are able to position the shoe wherever they want and put the shoes on. And let's say the sock is there, so they can pick it up with the reacher as well. So occupational therapists will be able to provide clients and patients low-tech technologies or assistive devices to high-tech devices in order to be independent in daily activities.